I have to be honest with you. My brain is kind of fried.
Yeah.
I've been staring at screens all morning, and the sheer amount of information coming out right now is, uh, it's actually hard to process.
It's a lot.
You know when you get a news alert
Yeah.
and think, okay, big story, but then you click it, and it's not just a story, it's an avalanche.
It's a flood. There's really no other way to describe it.
Right. We're talking about Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche confirming the release of the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I don't know, maybe naively, I expected a folder.
A single file.
Yeah, maybe a PDF. But looking at the numbers you sent over in the prep notes, are we seriously talking about millions of pages?
3 million pages.
3 million.
Over 3 million pages of documents and more than 2,000 videos. It's a data dump of a magnitude we rarely see.
I mean,
It's essentially a library of raw information just dropped onto the public all at once.
that is overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's too much for any one person to read. And naturally, because it's the internet, everyone is going a little crazy right now. My feed is just a blur of people searching for names, looking for the politicians, the actors, the usual suspects we always hear rumors about.
Everyone wants the smoking gun.
On the most famous people on earth, yeah.
It's the natural reaction. We look for the names we see on movie posters or on ballots. But sometimes looking at the loudest names distracts you from the ones that actually impact your daily life more directly.
See, that's why I wanted to do this today.
Yeah.
Because while everyone is looking left at the politicians, you flagged something on the right that I think is actually way more jarring. We aren't looking at a senator today. We're zooming in on someone who, honestly, I have listened to. I've taken advice from him.
A lot of people have. We're focusing on Dr. Peter Attia.
Which hurts a little bit. I mean, we need to really get into this. But for anyone who's been, I don't know, living under a rock, or maybe someone who doesn't obsess over health podcasts,
Right.
give us the back of the book summary. Who is Peter Attia in the grand scheme of things? Why does his name popping up here matter so much?
Well, to understand the gravity of this, you have to understand his standing in the medical community and in the public eye. Peter Attia isn't just a doctor.
No.
He's the founder of the early medical. He is arguably the face of the modern longevity movement.
The longevity movement. So living forever or just living better.
Both, effectively. His entire practice, his public persona, it's all built on this concept of medicine 3.0.
Okay, pause there. I've heard him say that term, but I always just nod along without totally getting it. What is medicine 3.0?
So think of medicine 2.0 as the standard healthcare model. You get sick, you break a bone, you get a tumor.
I react to it.
You go to the doctor and they try to fix it.
Yeah.
It's reactive. Medicine 3.0, which Attia champions, is about preventing the decline before it even happens.
Oh.
It's about aggressive prevention, extending not just your lifespan, but your health span. The number of years you are healthy and functional.
Right, right. It's a difference between treating a heart attack and making sure you never get close to having one in the first place.
Exactly. And because of that, people don't just go to him for a prescription. They go to him for a blueprint on how to live.
A whole life plan.
He talks about structured exercise, nutrition, sleep optimization. He is the guy telling you how to take control of your biological destiny.
And he's everywhere. I mean, we're recording this in February 2026. But thinking back, it wasn't that long ago he was on major TV, right? I feel like I just saw him.
He did. Rewind just a few months to October 2025. He was on 60 Minutes.
That's the big leagues.
It doesn't get bigger than that for a serious interview. He sat down on CBS, millions of people watching.
And the whole vibe of a 60-minute segment.
Right. The lighting is serious. The questions are thoughtful. He was there discussing preventative health strategies. He was looking into the camera, looking like the picture of responsibility, explaining how to use structured exercise to ward off death.
He looked clean. That's the word that comes to mind.
That's a good word for it.
Professional.
Yeah.
Trustworthy. The kind of guy you'd trust with your life, literally.
And that is why this week's news is such a shock to the system. You have this image of him on CBS, the celeb doctor, as the Hindustan Times calls him, representing discipline and good choices.
Right.
And then the Department of Justice dumps these files, and suddenly the man who is telling us how to live a moral, healthy life is linked to, well, to Jeffrey Epstein.
It's a cognitive dissonance that makes your head spin. But, and I want to play devil's advocate here for a second.
Go for it.
Because the internet is a rumor mill. Are we sure? Like, is this just someone seeing a name on a flight manifest because he needed a ride? Or is there actual hard proof.
It is not a rumor. We have the documents. Specifically, we are looking at document number EFTA 024964003.
EFT 024964003. Okay, that sounds official.
It is. It's the identifier from the DOJ release. And this isn't a flight log. This isn't a picture of them standing near each other at a party.
It's not circumstantial.
No, this document contains a series of emails, correspondence.
Emails. So they were talking.
They were writing to each other. And when you look at the content of these emails, that's where the whole professional doctor defense starts to crumble pretty quickly.
Okay, I'm bracing myself. What do the emails say?
There is one specific line that is being cited by multiple sources, including the Hindustan Times and the Daily Beast. Adia reportedly wrote to Epstein about the problem in being friends with you.
Problem in being friends with you.
Yes.
Okay, let's pick that apart.
Yep.
Because on one hand, you could say, see, he says there's a problem. But on the other hand, he used the word friends.
That is the key. He didn't say the problem with being your physician.
No.
He didn't say the problem with having you as a client. He used the word friends. That implies a social, personal dynamic. It implies a relationship that goes way beyond the clinical.
And saying there's a problem. That means he knew.
And
right. He knew who Epstein was.
It certainly suggests awareness. You don't talk about the problem of a friendship unless there is baggage attached to that person.
Right.
It implies that Adia was fully aware of Epstein's reputation, the baggage, as it's often called. He knew that associating with Epstein carried a risk or a stigma, and yet the correspondence continued.
So he was navigating the problem.
He was navigating it, not ending the relationship.
That's the part that gets me. It's the calculation of it all. It's not, I didn't know. It's, I know, but I'm still here. But was it all serious? Was it just, hey, let's navigate this PR nightmare? Or was it friendly?
Well, the Daily Beast, and they are known for not mincing words.
Not at all.
They characterize the correspondence as vile emails.
Vile. That's a strong word.
It is. And they mention a specific detail that I think destroys the argument that this was just a stiff professional obligation. They refer to Adia's joke.
He was telling jokes.
Yeah.
To Jeffrey Epstein.
According to the sources, yes. The report mentions a joke sent to the outrageous Epstein. Now, we don't have the full transcript of the joke right here, but just think about the act of joking with someone. Humor requires a certain level of comfort. You don't usually send jokes to a client you find morally reprehensible, do you?
No, you definitely don't. Joking is, it's intimate. It says we are on the same wavelength.
Precisely. It suggests camaraderie. And that is what makes this so damning. If this were just invoices and medical charts, you could argue he was just doing his job as a doctor. But jokes discussing the problem of friendship, that paints a picture of a voluntary association.
It's like two different people. You have the guy on 60 Minutes telling me to sleep 8 hours and eat protein, and then you have the guy emailing jokes to a monster.
Right.
Speaking of 60 Minutes, CBS has to be freaking out.
Oh, absolutely. This is a nightmare for them. The Daily Beast referred to Atia as a CBS News star hire.
Star hire.
Networks spend a lot of time and money vetting their experts. They build them up. They tell the audience, trust this person.
They're co-signing.
When you put someone on 60 Minutes, you are essentially co-signing their credibility. So for him to be busted, and that's the word the source used, busted, sending these emails, it blows back on the network.
Busted makes it sound like he was caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
But this is a much, much worse jar.
It's a radioactive jar.
So surely he has said something. I mean, if I'm him and these files drop and the internet starts screaming, I'm issuing a statement, I'm clarifying, I'm doing something.
Right.
What has he said?
Nothing.
Nothing.
According to the Hindustan Times, he is yet to issue a statement regarding the latest release. Total radio silence.
Wow. That feels risky. I guess maybe his lawyers are tackling him, telling him to shut up.
That's usually the legal strategy when you're dealing with federal documents. You don't want to say anything until you know exactly what is in those 3 million pages.
Sure.
You don't want to deny something only for page 2 million to prove you lied.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But the problem is, while he's being silent, the rest of the world is definitely not.
Yeah. No. The court of public opinion is in session and the verdict is brutal.
I was looking at some of the reactions the Hindustan Times pulled together from social media. It's not just disappointment. It's rage, like visceral rage.
It is. The commentary is incredibly intense. One of the quotes that really stood out to me was someone calling him a disgusting monster.
Yeah. And there was that other one. It was almost poetic in how angry it was. Hope you get a fresh shipment of hell.
A fresh shipment of hell.
That stuck with me. It's such a weird phrase. Fresh shipment.
It is interesting, isn't it? It almost subverts the language of the wellness industry.
How do you mean?
We're used to shipments of supplements, shipments of vitamins, fresh food delivery, and here the public is twisting that logistical language into a wish for punishment.
But why is the reaction this strong? I mean, look, we see politicians get caught in scandals all the time.
Sure.
We see finance guys get caught. People get angry, sure. But this feels personal.
Oh.
It feels like people are personally hurt by this.
I think that's the crux of it. Think about the relationship you have with a doctor, especially a wellness expert like Atia.
Okay.
It's not transactional like buying a stock. It's deeply personal.
You're vulnerable with them.
Exactly. You invite them into your life. You change your diet because they say so. You wake up early because they say so. You critique your own body based on their standards.
You give them authority.
You grant them a massive amount of moral authority over your daily existence. There is an implicit contract that says, I am following you because you know the right way to live.
Right. You are the good guy. You are the healthy guy.
So when it turns out that the person holding that moral authority is privately friends with Jeffrey Epstein, joking with him, emailing him, it feels like a betrayal of that contract.
It feels like a lie.
It feels like a lie. If
Yeah.
his judgment was so bad that he thought being friends with Epstein was manageable, how can we trust his judgment on everything else?
It calls everything into question. It's like finding out your priest is robbing banks on the weekend. It just breaks the reality of it.
And remember, the Hindustan Times noted that the files named several high-profile individuals. Atia isn't the only one. But because his brand is purity optimization, perfection, health, the stain looks much, much darker on his white coat than it might on a politician's suit.
That's true. We expect politicians to be dirty. We expect doctors to be clean.
We do.
So where does this leave us? The documents are out. EFT 02496403 is real. The emails are there. He's silent. CVS is probably scrubbing their archives as we speak. Is this it? Is his career over?
We're in a holding pattern. The evidence cannot be unreleased. The problem in being friends comment is on the record forever. Now, we wait to see if the longevity expert can survive a career-ending event.
It's the one thing he couldn't exercise his way out of.
No amount of Zone 2 training prepares you for this.
It really is a tragedy of its own making. Just to recap, because we've covered a lot of heavy stuff here. The Department of Justice, Todd Blanche, they dropped the bomb. 3 million pages.
A library of evidence.
And inside that library, we found the specific connection to Dr. Peter Attia. Not a rumor, but a document. Emails where he acknowledges the baggage of Epstein, but calls him a friend anyway.
Emails that were described as vile and included jokes.
And we're seeing the fallout in real time. A public that feels betrayed, a network that is likely scrambling, and a doctor who has gone completely silent in the face of absolute fury.
Yeah.
It's a story about the masks people wear, the early medical founder versus the Epstein friend. And I guess that's the big takeaway for me today. We live in this world where we are constantly looking for gurus. We want someone to tell us how to live longer, how to be smarter, how to be better. We put these people on pedestals.
We do. We want to believe there is a perfect way to live and that these people have found it.
But maybe we need to ask ourselves a hard question. Can you ever truly separate the advice from the advisor? If someone gives you the blueprint for a perfect biological body medicine 3.0, all of it, but their own moral compass is pointing toward a friendship with a sex trafficker, is that advice tainted?
It raises the question of what health actually means. Is health just mechanics? Is it just blood pressure and VO2 max? Or does health require a health of the conscience too?
That's the heavy thought for the day. If the foundation is rotten, does it matter how nice the house looks?
I think for a lot of people reading these files today, the answer is becoming painfully clear.
A fresh shipment of reality.
down.
We're going to be keeping an eye on this, because with 3 million pages, I have a feeling this is just the first chapter. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.